Welcome to a video tutorial about the Accommodate Faculty portal, created by the Office of Disability Services at James Madison University. In this tutorial, we will cover the Accommodation Letters feature. You can view all of the Accommodate Faculty portal tutorials by visiting our Accommodate portal webpage at jmu.edu/ods/accommodate and selecting the Faculty Role button. Accommodate is the system through which the Office of Disability Services receives, reviews, and processes requests for disability accommodations from students. Accommodate also has a student portal and a faculty portal. In this tutorial, we will cover how faculty use the Accommodate Faculty portal to view their students' approved accommodations in order to fulfill JMU Policy 1331, which covers disabilities and reasonable accommodations. Section 7.9 of the policy states the following: faculty members are responsible for providing reasonable accommodations regarding classwork, assignments, and attendance to students. To log into the Accommodate Faculty portal, log into My Madison like normal, and click on the Accommodate logo located under the Faculty tab. If you would like step-by-step instructions for logging into Accommodate, along with an introduction to the system, please view our Introduction to Accommodate and How to Log In tutorial. When you arrive at the Faculty portal homepage, select Accommodation Letters in the menu on the left side of the window. Once you're inside the Accommodation Letters feature, you will see a list of all of your students' accommodation letters, starting with the letter you've received most recently. For each letter in this list, you will see the title of the accommodation letter, the student's first and last name, which will appear below the title, which of your courses they are enrolled in, and the date and time that the letter was sent to your faculty portal from Disability Services. When a new accommodation letter is sent to your faculty portal, it will appear in this list, and you will also receive an email notification from Disability Services' main email account, which is disability-svcs@jmu.edu. The email will notify you to log into your Accommodate Faculty portal to review the student's accommodation letter as soon as possible. Please read the notification email in its entirety. The faculty member's responsibility to implement the accommodations begins upon receipt of this accommodation letter. It is important to note that while you may receive a notification of new accommodations to be implemented for a student in your course at any point during the semester, accommodations cannot be applied retroactively. Additionally, implementing accommodations should not result in a fundamental alteration of the essential nature of the course, and it should not cause an undue burden for the university. Please contact the Office of Disability Services with any questions you have at disability-svcs@jmu.edu. To view a student's accommodation letter, click on the title of the letter. This is the official accommodation letter for test student Bryce Money. In order for this letter to be sent to you, the student had to submit an application and documentation of their disability to Disability Services. That documentation then has to undergo a comprehensive review by the Disability Services practitioners to ensure that it meets the documentation guidelines outlined on our website. If the documentation meets our guidelines, the student must then attend a registration meeting with a Disability Services practitioner to finalize their list of approved accommodations. As stated in the first paragraph of the letter, the accommodations listed on the letter are supported by Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973 and the Americans with Disabilities Act. After each of these steps is completed, the student is considered officially registered with the Office of Disability Services, and faculty members will receive this accommodation letter listing the approved accommodations to be implemented for this student. The accommodations are listed in bold in the body of the letter, along with any additional details if needed. Each accommodation will also list the semester or dates and the course in which the accommodation is to be provided. After the letter, you will see a sent/submitted date and timestamp indicating when you received the letter. Next, if applicable, you will also see any attachments that are relevant for implementing this student's accommodations. Finally, you will see a section called Recipient Signature. The obligation to implement accommodations begins upon receipt of this letter, regardless of whether or not it is signed. The faculty member's signature is only requested for the purposes of completing our records. You can sign below to confirm that you have reviewed the accommodations listed above and acknowledge the responsibility to implement them upon receipt of this letter. Please contact Disability Services as soon as possible if you have any questions or if you believe a particular accommodation listed above may cause a fundamental alteration in the essential nature of the course. The link to the relevant JMU policy is also included. Additionally, if at any time the student chooses not to use one of the accommodations listed on this letter in this course, it is recommended that the change be documented in writing via email with the student. Once you have reviewed the entire letter, click the Save button below. This button and the Cancel button will return you to the list of accommodation letters from your most recent search results, and you can always return to view the letter again at another time. You can also select Print Letter for a printer-friendly version of the letter, or Generate PDF to download a PDF of the letter. Please note that accommodation letters contain confidential information that is protected by FERPA. If you choose to make a copy of this letter, please ensure that it is kept in a secure location where it cannot be read by others. When you return to the list of accommodation letters, you will see that the word letter will have been changed to say signed next to any letters that you have already signed. This is the end of the tutorial that covers the accommodation letter feature in the Accommodate Faculty portal. We would like to extend our sincere gratitude to our faculty and campus partners for their contributions in the creation of this tutorial. You can view all of the Accommodate Faculty portal tutorials by visiting our Accommodate portal webpage at jmu.edu/ods/accommodate and selecting the Faculty Role button. If you have any questions, please contact the Office of Disability Services at disability-svcs@jmu.edu or by calling 540-568-6705. Thank you for watching this tutorial.